Sunstreaker's one of the boys. He's one of the OGs, and I've always had a soft spot for Sunstreaker. I don't know if it's his weird yellowy ears or the fact that he's a yellow sports car. I've just always enjoyed Sunstreaker. And for the longest time, my only Sunstreaker toy was the original Universe Deluxe. But thankfully, in recent years, we've gotten a... was this originally released in Earthrise? I got the Multipack one, because I actually passed on the Earthrise version. And now we have the Bumblebee movie concept art one, which is incredible and readily available on store shelves right now. And when I was wanting to make the Sunstreaker overview video, I was like, oh yeah, I've got the Alternators too. And I looked up at my Alternator shelf and I'm like, oh, I don't. I think I was thinking of Decepticharge for whatever reason, and I didn't have Alternator Sunstreaker, and I wanted to wait to make this video until I had the Alternators one, because that's a figure that I needed for my Alternators collection. I found it. Don't worry, I have it. Got it at the good old toy department. I swear, I find everything I need there. But yes, we have 4 Sunstreakers we will be discussing today. We have the original Universe, the Deluxe, Siege, Earthrise, whatever, Bumblebee movie concept, and the Alternator. All 4 of these are very, very cool. I think they're all nice. I just love the character of Sunstreaker. He's a vain jerk. And I love that kind of character. It's very fun. He's almost like Starscream if Starscream was a decent human being. Well, they're not humans, but anyways, you know what I mean. Yeah, Sunstreaker's fun. And this original one, like I said, was the one I had for the longest time. He was my only Sunstreaker. And I think he's pretty cool. I really love how they had the parallel between this Sunstreaker and the Sideswipe being the exact same mold. And they still kind of had the physical difference because this chest was Sideswipe and this chest was Sunstreaker. They just were able to flip the hands around with the molds and, do a waist turn, and there you go. We can kind of approximate that real quick if you want. We can take this block off. Rotate the head. I'm not going to worry about the hands and the arms, but we can rotate that. And yeah, if we want Sunstreaker to look a little bit more like Sideswipe, we can. We can just take those hands off the mushroom pegs, flip them around. There you go. Very fun concept. And before you ask, yes, this mold was used for punch counter punch, and I kind of would love to have that. I do have the newer punch counter punch, but just the fact that they took this mold and did it for punch counter punch, I think was pretty genius. Yeah, this mold definitely, it shows its age, that's for sure. It definitely feels like a Universe figure from 2008. It's got a lot of mechanisms and hinges and engineering in the torso, but the things that really make it feel the most dated are these multi-hinged doors on the arms, the kind of awkward wibbliness of the shoulders, and especially the knees. Because I appreciate what they did with the knees, having these bumpers kind of cover them up, but they don't tab in at all. They just kind of wiggle around. Some people do kind of fan mode this and have it designed where they flip it, then you use that transformation hinge as the knee, and you kind of have it like that, where it looks more like bell bottoms. I've seen it fan moded. I think that looks decent. But I think overall it does look decent. It definitely looks nice. I mean, it's a great representation of an original 84 Autobot. Yeah, very fun. You can see it's big. It actually was fairly decently large, even for the time. It was a pretty big deluxe mold. But overall, it's fun. It's nice. One of my favorite aspects about it, I do want to get in close on the head sculpt. I personally think this is a superb head sculpt for Sunstreaker. As you kind of saw for the transformation, these kind of go in and they're on springs, and I think that's just kind of fun and funny to mess around with. His articulation, real quick, before I forget about that, his head's on a ball joint, his shoulders are on these transformation joints, but they're also on ball joints, bicep swivel, double jointed elbow, swivel at the wrist, swivel at the waist. He pretty much has very modern articulation. Ball joints at the hips, no real swivel at the thigh, but he has one at the knee bend, and then his ankles are on big ball joints as well as hinges for transformation. So yeah, pretty good articulation. I still think this Sunstreaker holds up, to the point where I didn't get that Earthrise release, because I thought this one was good enough. Alright, I don't have all day. Let's go ahead and transform him. Pretty decent transformation on this guy. It does have the really cool head reveal where you rotate that bit, and that conceals the head, even though it seems like mine's getting a little stuck right now. There we go. Yeah, it's just very well done, very well executed. I just transformed my side swipe because I'm going to keep these figures and display them in vehicle mode. But one thing I really enjoy are how the arms kind of go in. You can kind of keep like the natural bend of the elbow and just kind of rotate these bits around, get it all situated. There we go. And yeah, that double jointed elbow actually comes in handy for getting these arms configured up in there. It's just very nicely done. And you want to make sure that's a little bit more straight so it has room to go in. I swear I had an easier time with Sideswipe. I did Sideswipe to kind of warm up for this one, because it has been a while since I've transformed to this mold. Oh, that door is so creaky. Oh my goodness. Alright, there we go. And then we do have to wait just a minute to slide that in, because I believe we don't have to rotate. I had to rotate the legs for Sideswipe, and since I had to rotate them for Sideswipe, I do not for Sunstreaker. So get these feet in. It's always a pain to get these feet back out. You kind of want to take your thumbnail on that tab and kind of push it up when you're going back into robot mode. But I really do like how the legs kind of configure into this part right there. You can see that separation between the yellow plastic and the yellow paint. One detail I love, license plate, We Are 84, very fun. And last but not least, we just kind of push this all in, make sure those little nubs for the doors, clear those little bits right there, get this all configured, tabbed together, squozed in, looking good, looking good. Last but not least, the gun becomes the tailpipes. Get that tabbed in back there. And this thing, which you could attach to the gun, it just kind of looks lame and doesn't hold on well, so I never bother. This thing up here, we can attach right here, is like the classic Sunstreaker intakes. Make sure the wheels don't look silly, and there we go. Here's a very decent looking, like, modern Lamborghini. Obviously, it's not licensed, but yeah, it's a pretty decent vehicle mode. I love the painted and pinned-in wheels. This is just a really nice vehicle, dude. I love the yellow plastic. Looks very nice. Overall, this is a very successful figure, in my opinion. I'll say one of my only issues with the design are all the ridges on the top. They just kind of make it look weird. I don't know. I could have done without those. But other than that, yeah, very, very successful figure. I love this Sunstreaker. Still a very valid figure in my collection. Alright, the next Sunstreaker I got was the Earthrise mold, and this is from that Autobot Multipack that came with Hound. And this is a very nice modern update. Again, I think the head sculpt's pretty nice, but I don't know. I feel like the Universe one just had a little bit more charm to me. I just preferred the Universe one just a little bit more. Just a little bit. Overall, I mean, the articulation's really good. You can see it's pretty modern, doesn't really have any ball joints anymore. It's actually a repurpose of Wheeljack. That's another reason why I didn't initially get it. Because I'm like, well, I already have the Wheeljack mold, and this is like a, you know, retool, rehash of the Wheeljack mold, but it does feel pretty different. Honestly, if I didn't really catch on to that from other people saying it, I don't know if I would have caught on to it myself. I really prefer this deco over the original one, because it does have the painted blue right there instead of the, you know, clear blue plastic with the non-matching yellow, because it's all yellow plastic now. It does have some nice, you know, black gray paint on the shoulders, which makes that look a little bit more accurate. He still has this thing back here, and this I actually kind of had to modify because it was super duper loose on mine. It would not stay in. I don't know if you can see right up in there, I actually put a little bit of blue tape. You might be able to see that if I get my light shining just right. Kind of right there on the peg, I put some blue tape, and it makes it nice and secure, even though it's really stiff to rotate it. You do have to rotate it for transformation, but it's not too bad. The multi-pack version comes with a gun. I like that. Overall, this is definitely going to be my main new shelf side swipe. It just fits in with all the modern figures now, and since my classics collection has almost entirely transitioned to the more modern, you know, Siege and Beyond style figures, I think this is definitely the Sunstreaker to have as the main one on the shelf. It's nice. It's definitely nice. It definitely does the part. Alright, let's get this one transformed, because again, I don't have all day. The transformation on this is really cool, though. The arms are entirely different from Wheeljack. I believe, what do we do with, I think we rotate, what do we do? Oh yeah, this comes down, and this is like on a separate rotate me do, but I gotta remember what to rotate. I think it's just that, right? Don't we just rotate that? I think so. Because we need that to line up with all that. Yeah, there we go. There we go. We got there. We're making progress. I like how the feet form the front. I think that's kind of cool. And it does have that very classic Combiner Wars-esque hinge me do to collapse the legs. Like, we have seen this all the time since Combiner Wars. I swear, like, Hasbro designed that and they, like, patented it and used it for, like, a million other figures afterward. It's kind of boring to me. It's kind of a boring transformation scheme, but it's not the worst. I do like how the arms kind of go back here and just kind of connect. This transformation is very quick and easy. We do want to rotate this, and it is stiff, obviously, with my tape in there. And then this whole front assembly, get this all tabbed together, all attached, looking all proper. So many little tabs and panels on modern figures, but we got there. We got there. I think so. Yeah, there we go. And then the gun, we got some ports. We can just store it back there, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, here's our more like Lamborghini Countach styled Sunstreaker. I almost called him Sideswipe. And yeah, this looks very nice. He does have the breakup in the windshield, which I do think looks a little garish. But it does keep the windshield proportionate in robot mode. So I can kind of forgive that. Overall, it definitely looks like a Countach. I enjoy how it comes together. Very quick and easy. And you can see, like, these are very different looking cars. They are very different looking. I personally really prefer black windshields over these bright blue ones. But, you know, this is cartoony. It looks like the cartoon. This is definitely a nice Sunstreaker, though. I'm very happy to have this one in my collection. Painted wheels again, but they're just tabbed in. They're not pinned in. And it comes together really nice and easy, really quick. Definitely enjoy this one. All right, next up. I'm going to have to be honest with you right here. This is my favorite Sunstreaker figure. This Bumblebee movie one, oh my gosh. So the design is already very cool. I love the head sculpt. You can tell like that is Sunstreaker, but it also has that Bumblebee movie aesthetic to it. I love the massive shoulder pads. It just gives him this really nice presence. I personally like keeping the guns on his back because it does give him that G1 look with all that stuff back there. But these do tab off very easily, and they actually connect to each other, so you can have either like a dual-wieldy thing going on, or you can separate them and have him have two different guns. And I think that's really cool. He does look really nice with these guns in the hands. He definitely does. The chest, something about that windshield, it just looks really good. And something about the clear blue plastic, it almost looks crystally. I think it's where there's some like blue up there, and the light can shine down. You almost see like this crystally glow, and it just looks really nice. I love the very subtle little details like around the stomach. I like the incorporation of orange, too, into the design. We don't really see Sunstreaker with orange, and I think adding orange just makes him look a lot cooler and kind of differentiates him from the other more popular yellow sports car transformer we see nowadays. Yeah, I love this. I love the feet. Don't take that out of context, please. But it just has like these nice, big, robotic-looking feet. You can see his articulation and posability is just really fun and fluid. Especially the ankles. I really appreciate an ankle that moves forward. It just makes it so much more posable to me. He does have a ball joint at the head, as well as like this panel for transformation. He has hinges and swivels at the shoulders. Hinge and swivel at the elbow. Nothing at the wrist, but that's okay. Swivel at the waist. Universals at the hips. He has a thigh swivel. Decent knee bend. And then you saw all the nice articulation with the ankle. This is by far my favorite Sunstreaker. This might actually be one of my favorite deluxes of the year, to be honest. I have been waiting to talk about this guy, because I also really liked the Sideswipe that came out in the same wave. I thought that Sideswipe was really, really nice, too. Alrighty, are you ready for this transformation? Because it's really cool. It's a really nice transformation. So let's go ahead and take the guns out of the hands and recombine them. This is definitely the Sunstreaker I've transformed more than any other Sunstreaker here. I just love this transformation. So the feet are going to fold in, untap these, and just kind of bring them over, and this will form the front of the car. I say as I'm struggling to tab it in. There we go. I just love how like clean that is. One design element I love about this too are the wheels. Look at those wheels. That looks straight out of Tron or something. rotate the legs to kind of bring those together. And the feet kind of like sandwiched together with the grooves. That's very interesting. All right, the rest of it. The arms, will take these panels, and this will like continue the side of the car, and then we'll connect it right there. And you can see that is looking very, very slick. I love how this guy comes together. Love it, love it, love it. All right, and then the chest. We're going to bring the chest out, and you can see there's more windshield bits we need to fold out. So once we fold those out and get this chest all out, bring this forward, and this will kind of start forming the car. Let's actually bring the arms in first. Yeah, this is really coming together. I love the sleekness of this, dude. It just looks so sleek. Like, look at that. Tell me this is not one of the slickest Cybertronian cars you have ever seen. And we're not even done yet, because he currently looks like a freak. Flip the head in. We'll flip this whole backpack assembly that was right here. That'll flip up and form this really nice panel that just fills all that in so nicely. And I love this part too. It also makes the back look really good. The shoulder pads will hinge. Actually, I want this one first. And connect. And look at how smooth that back looks. And then we'll take these right here. And then we will tab them in. There's little slots right there. Tab the guns in. And look at this car. I love the slope on the side. This is, I would say, like, this is one of my favorite Cybertronian alt modes I've ever seen on a Transformer. This is insane. I want to see this repainted. I really do. Something about it. This mold needs to be used again. I don't know for what, but it needs to be used again. Maybe they could try to get like a concept art, sideswipe out of it. I'd love to see this in red. I don't care that it's, based off of Sunstreaker. I need to see this again. This is such a good car. I mean, comparing it to the other ones, you can see it's so different. I mean, it's Cybertronian, but it's by far my favorite Sunstreaker. This is my favorite, I say as I drop it. It looks so good. It looks so slick. It goes together so nice and cleanly. I love the transformation elements. The robot mode's nice and posable. This is it for me. And this is readily available on store shelves. Like, I still see it in stock. Like, get this. Get this. This is great. This is absolutely great. Alrighty. Last but not least, I would say least was probably the Universe one, even though I still really like that. This is our Alternators Sunstreaker. And if you don't know what Alternators are, they're essentially figures that came out like, I think around 2004 to like 2006 or 7. And they're essentially model cars that turn into robots. Like this is going to look exactly like a Dodge Viper, because this is a licensed Dodge Viper. Very interesting that the Alternators never went with like their G1 cars. Always went for something a little bit more modern, a little bit more like of the era. And Sunstreaker, they decided to make him into a Dodge Viper. He did also get a repaint into Dead End, I believe. And yeah, they even kept the same head for Dead End. I think that head would work a little better for Wild Rider, but they went with Dead End. It's definitely a kind of oddly proportioned robot. You can see his arms look a little stumpy. His chest kind of looks a little saggy because of the windshield down here instead of up there. He does have a bit of a backpack and like a bit of a skirt thing going on, but it's an alternator, what are you going to do? You do have these door wings that you can actually have out if you want. And I don't know if I like the door wings for Sunstreaker. I think they work. And do keep in mind that this figure predates Michael Bay Bumblebee, so Bumblebee didn't have door wings yet. So it's kind of odd that this is our first like yellow sports car toy with door wings like this. I do enjoy the sculpt on it. I've always enjoyed how stoic Alternators head sculpts look, and Sunstreaker here is no different. Very nice Autobot symbol. You do have some visible screws right there in the chest. And you can kind of see the assembly on this guy was definitely of the era. But it has a lot of cool, like, you know, innovations and different little things that Alternators did. And this is one of the easier ones to transform, thankfully. I'm still probably going to struggle on camera a little bit, but I did figure this out without instructions. I actually transformed this for the first time at a hotel. We're having a little family get together, and we decided to just spend a night at a hotel with a swimming pool because it was really hot. And I got this guy, took it home to the hotel, and I figured out how to transform it. Yeah, it's definitely cool looking. Look at the license plate on this one. It just straight up says Sunstreaker. You can see Dodge Viper right back there. And he has the black stripes, too, just like Michael Bay Bumblebee. But he's not a Camaro. He is a Dodge Viper. His articulation is very interesting. He has a ball joint at the head, which works very well. The shoulders are on swivels and hinges. He has a bicep swivel. He has an elbow bend. He has a ball joint at the wrist, as well as finger articulation. And the trigger finger is separate. He does have a waist swivel, but it's pretty much only for transformation. You have to, like, move all of this junk out of the way to, like, rotate the waist for transformation. It's not really for robot mode. The hips as well are pretty limited in robot mode. Like, you can hardly move them. You can kind of just give them a little wiggle, and they go out mostly. Kind of disappointing, but it's not the end of the world. Thigh swivel. He does have a knee bend, but again, there's like panels that are getting in the way, and it does make it difficult to actually articulate his legs. I mean, you can't really articulate him too much anyway. You can kind of get some subtle little poses out of him, because he does have really nice ankles, because they're on ball joints. You do have a nice ankle rocker that works very well. So you can get him in some mildly dynamic poses, but he is definitely a product of his time and of his toy line, because this is, like I've established, a model car with a whole interior and everything. This isn't, you know, like, oh, you flip up the windshield and you see the head. No, this is a fully fledged car. I've talked about Alternators in the past, but they are very, very cool toys, and it is my mission to get every unique mold. I'm almost there. I got Sunstreaker. I also got Grimlock during that week. So yeah, I'm definitely getting there. I haven't transformed the Grimlock yet, though. I'm a little scared on that one. All right, let's transform our final Sunstreaker. Let's take the engine block out, and look at that. That's really cool. This is Viper right there. Very nice. We can just flip the barrel down, and this will be the engine. Geez, where to start? Where to start? It's been a minute since I've done this. But we'll flip that, I know, and all of that will come around. The legs might be easier. I know these panels come out, and then the feet do a thing, I'm pretty sure. Yes, the feet do that thing. The feet do that thing. And I know the hips will go out as well. One really cool thing about Alternators is that they also try to give you the, the moving tires. So before we really get the feet down, looking in here, we can see these little magnets we want to flip out, because these magnets will connect to each other. So when you rotate one wheel, the other one will go with it. You just want to make sure it's all like straight and configured and will actually cooperate with you. But yeah, it actually has the tires linked together that way. Very neat. One unfortunate thing is in the front here, the Dodge logo, as well as this black stripe, does not meet at the edge, so it looks kind of whatever. Maybe it's not supposed to. Maybe it is supposed to be like a separate stripe, given how that goes. I don't know. It just looks kind of odd. I don't know. Well, that's probably how it's supposed to be. Let's be honest. I'm probably just finding something to complain about. I guess we can go ahead and get the... what do we do next, actually? The windshield. This moves, right? Yeah, we need to move the windshield up. Right? Oh, it slides out. Okay, so we hinge it out. And then that gives us the clearance to... Doesn't this flip back? I'm surprised I figured this out on my own, honestly. Because Alternators are notoriously complex. Notoriously. We're getting there, though. Let's rotate the hip. There we go. Oh, geez, I feel like I'm forcing things I shouldn't be forcing. But we got there. We got there. Okay. We got there. We figured it out. Sort of. This hinges forward. Yes. That hinges forward. And then... Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I see that this is on a whole hinge me dude. Does the neck hinge forward? Yeah, that's what's stopping us. The neck. Okay. So we want the head to go all the way forward. I remember that. And that brings all of this out. Okay. Making progress. Making progress. Fold this in so we can get the wheels out. I'm sure you can't even really understand what I'm doing. Honestly, I hardly understand either. But I know I'm making progress, and that's all I need to know. I'm making progress, and that's what matters. Progress is being made. The hands, these do something funny. Oh yeah, like fully curls in, just like that. Okay, so bend that, bend the wrist, bend the arm. And that configures the back. Alright, and then we'll take the doors, and these are close. I feel like we're missing... Do we need to, like, squeeze? I think we need to squeeze the legs in more. They're not in enough quite yet. You can kind of see there's a little too much of a gap. Okay, so let's squeeze the legs just a bit more. There we go. Yeah, I definitely goofed up on that. But we can take the gun. Let's take the gun. Do we have the wheels connected? Yes, we do. So you can see I'm moving the one tire, and that is moving. Get the gun in there. That is our engine block. Looking very nice and pretty. Close that up. All right. Get the windshield into place. Push that back down. Okay, okay. The doors. So the doors have like these little slots right in there. You got to get them in. So you got to squish the door through and get it in that slot just right. Just right. Come on. There we go. Very particular. Very particular. We're getting there. I'm sure there's a whole order of operations that make this that makes this transformation a lot more smooth. But hey, it's an alternator. Forgive me, please. I'm doing my best. Grimlock I will absolutely not attempt without instructions, because I've heard that thing breaks really easy. Alright, and last but not least, we'll take this whole back assembly, bring this down, and make sure this is all connected up. Get that tabbed in right there, tabbed in right there. That's pretty much it. Yeah. Here's our Transformers Alternators Dodge Viper in car mode. And fun fact about me, Dodge Vipers are one of my favorite looking cars. I love the look of Dodge Vipers. And this looks sick. I love it. I forgot to flip out the steering wheel, but thankfully we can open up the door and it gives me access with my little thumb. A little thumb. Get that steering wheel flipped up. Come on. I don't know why I went country. I got it. I got it. Don't worry. I got it. That was going to bug me too much. Yeah, look at all the details on this. Look at the chromed out rims, real rubber tires, little gas cap right there, opening doors, little mirror stickers on the rear view mirrors. Obviously, the hood opens up and you can see the engine block inside. Very, very cool stuff, dude. Alternators are very impressive. These are the best alt modes you will ever see in the Transformers toy franchise. I don't think there's anything better than this when it comes to alt modes. Human Alliance comes close, Masterpiece comes close, but alternators are just, like, you could hand this to somebody and they would be like, wait, there's something odd about this. What's all this stuff down here? Then you would say, oh, it's a Transformer. And they'd be like, what? Like, hand this to a model car guy. Let them get an idea at what this might be. Because I kind of grew up with some model cars in the house. And it's kind of cool to have a model car experience in my Transformers collection. Alrighty, guys, there we go. There's my Sunstreaker retrospective. I had a blast doing this. The alternator is so cool. I'm very happy I was able to get this in time for the video. I don't think I'll ever get another Sunstreaker again. I don't know what they could do to get me to get another one. But I'm good on Sunstreaker, man. I love the Bumblebee one. I love the Generations ones, the Universe one, and the Alternator is very, very cool. The Japanese version doesn't have the black stripes, and I think that's kind of boring. So I like all these. I think they all have something unique going on, something to add to the collection, and Sunstreaker is a bro. And I'm happy I was able to talk about Sunstreaker on the YouTube channel. It's about time. I let my boy shine. It's about time. Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know which one of these is your favorite. If you can only get one Sunstreaker here, which one is it? And why is it the Bumblebee movie one? Nah, I'm just joking. You may not collect the Bumblebee stuff. Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Special shout out to channel members, as always. Thank you all so much for the continued support. Have a great one, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.